Good morning. Happy Thursday morning. If you're watching the news yesterday or saw any of the news articles, you know that there's some changes happening in the province. They're starting to lighten up on some of the restrictions and starting to open up some of the things that have been closed. Restaurants are opening up with restrictions and some church gatherings. And there's some positive things happening. It's still going to be a long time, obviously, before we get back to a sense of normal or what we have considered normal in the past. Things may never ever get back to the way we think it should be or the way that we are used to, but things are happening. Some positive things are happening. So it's good news. The cases are down, they're flattening the curve, so they are starting to open things up. Anyway, I wasn't going to do a video with the devotion this morning. But as I read the devotion through, I started thinking that yes, there's a lot of truth here, that when we are going through some things, when we're troubled, when we have circumstances that are weighing us down or attacking us, that when we put our complete trust in God, that He will help us to rise above our troubles and keep us from the snares of the enemy. That's all truth. It really is. And I believe that. But as I read through it and got to the end, I thought, it's not always that easy, though. It sounds easy a lot of times, and it is truth, but it's not always that easy. And I never want to oversimplify things because life is not always that simple. And yes, as I said, God can help us rise above it. And I think of scriptures like this one in Matthew 11 that says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me. I am gentle and humble of heart, and you will find rest. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." So there's all kinds of scriptures that when we are struggling, when we are in a terrible circumstances and things are weighing us down, that yes, God will lift us up. He will help us carry the burden. He will help us rise above those troubles. But as I said, it's not always that easy. And that's why I thought I wanted to record this video, because I just wanted to explain something a little bit further. And as I got to the end of the video, it occurred to me, and going back to the eagle analogy, that it occurred to me that that same eagle that soars above the predators and high in the sky and up in the trees where the predators can't reach them, what happens when that eagle is sick or injured and it can't rise above? It would need care and it would need protection. And that's when it came to me that it's not always that simple. Yes, we are able to rise above, but when we are sick and injured, and sometimes we just get to the point where we don't have anything left to give, and we do need help. And what came to mind was my mother when she was in the last few months of her life. She had nothing left, and she wasn't able to even take care of herself spiritually. And those of us that surrounded her were able to lift her up and protect her, because she was weak and she was being attacked by the enemy and she was in fear and she needed help. Yes, she believed in God. She believed in God's ability to let her soar like the eagles, but she had nothing left in her. And so she needed help. And sometimes that's what we're like. Sometimes we are weak and sick and injured, and we need help. And that's why we're meant to live in community. So yes, we are meant to rise above our troubles, but there are times where we're going to need help. We need the people around us, the people that are our friends and family, the people that love us, to hold us up and to be our spiritual strength and to help us through these things. So my question to you this morning is there someone around you that is struggling to overcome a difficult situation? And just take that to the Lord and ask Him, what can you do today to help that person cling to God's promises and the power that's offered by God in their time of need? You be that help to them and help them to rise above their situation and their troubles. Anyway, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.